I think it's fun. And like, all right. Enjoy music. Coach makes me nervous. No, you're not.
Anytime?
Anytime. We're good. We're good. I hate it, guys. There are two reasons I dislike the gong, although we can't get away from it, so we're just going to live with it. The one reason is because, gosh, it's loud, right? Right? But the real reason that the gong makes me a tiny bit sad is that one of the best things about team meeting day is hearing all of you talk before team meeting. And I hate that that silences this. Frankly, if I could just have an hour where you guys came in anticipation of a meeting and we didn't actually have the meeting, but you guys just all talked and made connections and did what you were supposed to be doing in terms of getting to know each other, that to me is time well spent. So I may do that one day. If I don't, we'll just wait. That'll be good. That'll be good. However, we do have a ton of content to go through today, so I'm going to dive in. First and foremost, I want to thank Scott and our panel members for being present yesterday, or last week. I hear we had a great panel for Glover takeaways. Did I hear correctly? Is all right? Is all right? Well, one of the things that we know is that you can never, ever get enough coaching, right? So Glover is a great opportunity to do that. There are also other opportunities that we can plug into here in the Market Center. Homegrown Cappers just finished off this morning. It's a great group. If you haven't checked it out and you want to elevate your productivity, it's a great opportunity to talk and get to know each other. ALC for top 20 people. It's a great mastermind to be a part of, a great community. There's so many ways to kind of pour into and mentor with each other that I just can't get enough of it. But we're going to start with our mission moment. Somebody remind me why we start with this.
Make sure we know it.
Okay. Why is it important that we know it?
Okay, I'll go.
Our mindset.
Mindset?
So we practice.
So we practice it. Okay, thank you. Why is it important that we practice it? Thank you, Ethan. Would anyone else like to
So now we don't decide where.
This is us. You guys, I just, the content today, no surprise, I was gone for a week at a place at TL Skills Camp. And I've been at TL for 4 years and gosh, I learned a lot. And one of the reasons that our leaders felt it important to invest in me to go there is that I'm the one who is to pour into all of you. And one of the things that I was reminded down at in Austin, where it's 104,000 degrees and it's super, super hot and you don't leave your hotel room, was that this company, one of the things that distinguishes this company is our culture. We buy and sell real estate just like Coldwell Banker does, just like Compass does, just like EXP does, just like all the other players in the market do. That is not what distinguishes us. What distinguishes us is our capacity to build community with each other and to keep growing. If you are just starting with us and you're learning the business, that's really, really important. You're going to learn tactical things. You're going to learn how to fill out a contract, and you need to know all those things at a really high level. Once you master that, the goal continues to be mastery and growth and growth and growth. This morning at the 9 o'clock team meeting, which you're all invited to Zoom into as well, one of our leaders from Minnesota came on and he talked about what happens when your world gets really big. When your world gets really big, you don't have to worry about the little things that can trip us up sometimes, right? So we all have problems, we all have challenges, but those challenges stretch us and grow us in ways that help us contribute to the community and the world in ways that make a difference. And actually at the end of the day, our mission statement says God, family, business. Not everybody's super excited that the God part comes first. And we use different ways, different phrases to make that accessible. Sometimes it's God of your understanding, sometimes it's spirituality, sometimes it's connection to community. Whatever makes sense for you, that drive to become bigger and to give back to our communities is really, really important. And it's one of the things that I think we can lose sight of in the busyness of the business that we do. So this is one of the reasons that we start here. Michelle was absolutely correct. We start with this mission moment so that we can remind ourselves and ground ourselves in who we are. And who we are is different every day. We show up a little bit different every day. There's a saying that says a man who steps in a river never has the same experience because the river's never the same and the man is never the same. I'm going to say it's the same for a woman, right? Step in that water, it's always different, but you can always keep growing. So this is why we start with this. And today I want to start with one of the things that I want to highlight, because as big as we are and as many people as we are, sometimes it's hard to find your place. Where do I belong? And I look around the room, I see a lot of familiar faces here. So I want to talk to my Facebook friends for a minute or my Zoom friends for a minute. I don't know if I'm supposed to be looking at the owl, but I'm going to look at the owl. If you can find your way into this room, if you watch from home because it's easier, convenient, I'm going to challenge you to get in the room because a lot happens in this room that isn't a technical detail of a contract. Now I'm done looking at weird. But I look around the room and I see a lot of the same people who are here. And this is about a third of the people that are in our market center. You guys, and there's a ton of people who do business outside of here. I'm not saying you have to attend this meeting to do big business. But I will, as I look around, these are a lot of our top producers. And we do move quickly when we know each other and we build relationships and community and trust. And when we have those things, we can move faster, right? So if you're struggling to find where you belong or you want more of a sense of community, we have developed KWRI, which is Keller Williams Realty International, our parent group, has developed different affinity groups that start here and go across the company. So if that's something that you're interested in, kind of dipping your toe into a larger body, larger community, I've got these things printed up here. There's a whole bunch of different things that you can be a part of, right? So there's the Rainbow Network, Pan Asian Network, Lady Leaders of Real Estate, the Black Real Estate Network, CHISPA, which is the Hispanic Coalition, Hispanic Leaders of Real Estate. The groups go on and on. If you are finding the need to be part of something and you don't know where to start, we've got some places you can explore, and I would invite you to do that. One of the ones I want to highlight, because it's something that we are actually very actively involved in, is our Young Professionals group. And every time I pull this out, people say, well, I'm an old professional. Can I be a part of that group? I mean, sure. But there are other ways that we all can contribute. And if you're just starting, this group really, really highlights the needs and experiences of people who are new to real estate or young in this business. And I know I've sat across from people who are 18, 19, 20 years old enough to sign a contract, smart as a whip. The next Jason Abrams may be sitting in that room across from me. And what they have to overcome is, why would I list with you? You've never bought a home. You haven't had children. You haven't gone through a divorce. You haven't downsized, right? So this network brings together people who have different conversations, different skill sets, provides them the opportunity to network, learn, build wealth, which is one of the things that this company is really, really good at, especially if you start young. Gosh, I wish I had. But I really strongly encourage you, if you feel a calling to be a part of a community, this is a great one. And we've got a lot of local talent heading that up. So that's my mission moment. Good?
That was awesome.
Oh, good. Thanks. Thanks. Thanks for the gong ring too. I appreciate that. Okay, speaking about community, we are going to dive into a couple of our new members in community. Shannon Drake, admin with All in Real Estate. Love that. Master and Letitia, two other folks and who have raised their hand for KW. And here's one of, they're in an uphill battle, you guys. They have a dual career opportunity going on. So you won't see much of them day to day. You will see them Monday night in our Monday night productivity class. If you're ever here 5:30 or after, give them a shout out. That's a lot of hard work that they're trying to do. And people have been super successful doing that. So we're pulling for them 100%. If they raise their hand and say, they want to work and open with you, or they have a referral opportunity, please dive in and support them. That would be awesome. Kel Shuttle, also dual career. Melisha Wilson, also dual career. And Fatma Saad, also dual career. So you guys, this continues to be a profession where people see no ceiling, which is why we get a lot of people from other careers coming into this field, and they're seeing you. They're seeing the success that you guys are having, which I love. So keep being out there and keep being a beacon for people. And if you can, give them a hand up, right? Because we're an abundance mindset, and we can succeed in this business. All of us can. Jaspersons, my gosh, the conversation never ends with Jaspersons. And the opportunity for us now, they're out in the Racine, Union Grove area. So we've got a little tiny foray down to that area, and we're getting inquiries about from realtors who want to understand what the KW opportunity is down there. And the reason I share this is because profit share opportunities are always bigger when we're new to an area. People haven't heard about us. They haven't had the opportunity to really connect with people who are in the area. And profit share is an opportunity for you guys to grow passive income that you might not have up here, right? Because people already know about us. They already know 1,000 different KW realtors. Maybe it's hard to make that referral. If you know agents who are out in that area, we are actively looking to grow. And this is a great group of people to get connected with. So they're going to be like KW Southwest South for us. And we're looking forward to grow with them. So welcome to all of you Jaspersons down there too. And then some congratulations, Daniel White, Tanner Smith, had their first closing. Okay, now we're on to cappers. Is Dylan here?
He's not here today.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Dylan. You're gonna have to come. Would you like this book?
Yeah, I'll bring it to you.
Awesome. That's for Dylan. Congratulations, Capper Dylan. Katie Nankovic. Congratulations. Out doing fabulous business, I'm sure. And our last cappers, Ron Josh.
Look at that.
Look at that. There we go. Okay. All right. So the only way you get to do big business and get those numbers is when you do the right thing. So thank you, Defender Don. What was it that you said right before you came up here?
Oh, no, I
I
just
think it was
said sell the people.
sell the people. This is our compliance
it.
broker.
That's
Sell
an
the people.
out of context quote. I yelled that down the hallway. So the people. All right, so I've got a couple of things for you guys today. We're going to talk about a couple common errors that we're seeing, and then a couple of reminders about binding acceptance in a fast-moving market. Oh shoot! In a fast-moving market, don't look at the answer. We want to make sure you guys are on top of everything. So, quick pop quiz for you. When you have an escalation clause in the addendum AC, who is it that delivers the bona fide other offer to the buyer's email address? That seller or seller's attorney. So should you do it as the licensed agent? No. So that's just your reminder. Don't do it. Seller can do that. Seller's attorney can do that. You should not be doing that. And then another quick reminder about what is a delayed listing. So that coming soon. So just a reminder, you can add, yes?
Can I go back to the one before?
Yes.
What happens if I did?
Oh, you'd be in trouble.
Yeah,
So-
why?
Why would you? Because as a licensed agent, we're not allowed to share the terms of offers with other people, with anybody, except for your appraisers or the people that are outlined in that in the offer to purchase. And there is there's a potential for DSPS to follow up with you. Not even, this isn't like an MLS thing. This isn't a GMAR thing. This is a state licensing issue. So my pleasure. It's a serious thing. And then also following rules, delayed listing, just reminders. I think you guys all know no showings until the start showing date. But the other thing that we've had some questions about lately on compliance line is, but what happens if the seller says they're available a week earlier now? We had it delayed until the 30th, but now they can start showings on the 24th. No, once you set that date, there is no changing that date. So that's under number 2 there. Showings cannot start sooner than what was originally approved by the seller. So you can extend that out for 21 days, but they cannot, just to make sure that we're giving everyone a fair shot. We're not pulling any fast ones, but you can accept an offer in delayed. So that I saw that question come up in the Facebook group recently. Are people, we can accept offers in delayed now? Yes, you can. But the thing that MLS will want to see from you is acknowledgement in that offer that the buyer saw this site unseen. So just so that it's clear that the buyer did not get in before that went active. Just if someone does write an offer when it's in delayed, make sure that they are acknowledging that the buyer has not seen that property. Any questions about that? Yeah.
What if?
Sarah feels bad for me. You guys can't. What
if the buyer's in delayed and goes to the house without you and talks to the seller and sees the house?
Do you know the answer to that, Kelly?
Maybe.
Oh, just tell me the answer to it, Kelly.
I really don't know.
You don't know. So they really realistically, they should not be seeing the house at all. The seller should know that they're not to show it to anybody. The seller should be referring anybody back to you. And then we were making sure that we're following the rules. I heard once of somebody who knew the house because it was like a childhood friend's house. So it's like they've been in the house outside of the context of the sale. But they weren't in the house once it went into delay. They shouldn't be seeing the house at all.
And like it happened to me years ago. And I'm like, I know nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that you've done this. Like no.
Direct your seller at any point. Like, I mean, the sellers don't want strangers knocking on the door asking to come in the house anyway. So like from a safety perspective, direct them to tell anybody to come back to you. But if it's delayed, yeah, Jeremy.
Also be dicey to have a second thought.
Yeah.
But just know anybody can walk up to it and say.
Yeah, so making sure to keep those right, keeping those logs on so you have the follow-up. Lisa.
Reminder too, it says, seller agrees not to let people right on the delay form, so highlight it.
Yeah.
One page form, it's not hard to really go over
What their expectations are. What's that? Oh, you're talking to Tony. Okay. Okay. Any other questions about delayed? I think you guys are all experts at it, but just to make sure that we're the little details we're making sure.
You don't stay then you can extend it.
You can.
We always say like folks on it can't cheat.
Yes. You can change it to be long. You just can't shorten it. Tony.
Just out of curiosity, is there anyone in the office that delayed listings is like part of their yeah.
I mean, high level, I mean,
Not all.
I delay it, working on it, but.
Well, I know like there's some teams out there, like I think like Jay Schmidt, right? It's like he's got this like dialed in. I was just wondering if there's anyone in our office that this is like really something they do, they focus on it. So we want to maybe start to implement, but I just had questions about like marketing and
We
benefits
can ask
of
the
it.
larger size trade.
Yeah.
We'll tell you if you can
Figure
figure that out.
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's a good question. Because it can be a powerful tool. If it's,
It's seller's choice though. Yeah.
that's true.
It's not something we're supposed to push. You were just.
You can make recommendations. If you have a plan around it, you make recommendations, but you're right. Like if they say, I don't want that, then they shouldn't be, they have to sign something agreeing to it. So if they don't want it, they don't have it. Okay, so then onwards to acceptance and binding acceptance. We've had a couple of questions about this. So this is very text heavy for you, but just a reminder that acceptance occurs when all buyers and sellers have signed one copy of the offer or separate but identical copies of the offer. But that binding acceptance is when that's delivered back to the buyer on or before that date on line 28, the binding acceptance date. The offer can be withdrawn prior to the delivery of the accepted offer. So a buyer can rescind that orally, but they, in writing, you know, I think best practice is call the agent as soon as the buyer says, I want to, if you're the buyer's agent, you call the listing agent, hey, my buyer's rescinding, and then put something in writing in whichever way it's the written communication method. So if that's email, send them an email, the buyer is withdrawing their offer just for confirmation. And then a couple myths around binding acceptance is not a response date. So that's a common one that buyers think that, well, that's, you know, we put that for a response date. A binding acceptance date does not mean the same thing. The seller does not have to respond to the offer by that date. Seller's options are that they can accept that offer, so they can accept by that date. They could counter the offer, which can be done prior to the binding can be done prior to the binding acceptance date. But it also can be done after the binding acceptance date. So a counter will revive an offer if you pass that binding acceptance deadline. And then they can also reject the offer, or they can ignore the offer altogether. If they choose to ignore an offer altogether, best practice as an agent is to make note of that on the offer. So you say that you presented it. If they choose not to sign, I would just write a note saying seller refused to sign, that you presented it, you've done what you have to do, but seller is choosing to ignore the offer. Any questions about that? Yeah.
Just to confirm.
Yep.
That contingency deadlines
Mhm.
start based on the acceptance,
Mhm.
not the binding acceptance.
Mhm.
For example, offer comes in, we send it to our buyer late, Friday evening, they sign, but we don't actually deliver it till Saturday.
Till the next morning.
The
Yeah.
actual contingency
Yes.
deadline start the date it was signed. Not the date it
The
was
date
delivered.
on the offer itself, correct. So the number or the date next to their signature.
Gone back and forth with some other agents on that, on the other
Yep.
side, and I just want to make sure that.
But best practice is always confirm dates. Some agents do that, like send out an email right away. Let's confirm our dates and deadlines, just so we make sure. We're on the same page. Some people do get confused.
Right.
There's some
Yeah.
people countering just binding.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's in here. Yes. Yes, because we actually. Yes. So making sure if the buyer does if the buyer counters it, or if the seller counters it, that's not signed. As the seller, you wouldn't counter it till after the date, unless you're intending to accept that offer if they sign yes, if that makes sense. Scenario.
People could think you're just signing like.
Correct. Correct. And same thing with a buyer. If a buyer sends over a counter extending the deadline, don't sign that unless the seller is intending to accept the entire offer. So be careful about that as well. Yes. So, and if the seller delivers the accepted offer back after expiration of the offer, the buyer has to accept that acceptance because it would have expired. So, it could be that in that case, the binding acceptance date is stricken. New date is added with all parties initialing acknowledgement of that new date. So you can have that as well if they choose not to do a counter. But yes, like Jeremy said, just make sure you're careful if your counters are going back to change binding acceptance deadline. Seller does not, where am I? Seller does not sign the counter offer. Yes, so it's not acknowledgement. This would be if they're accepting the whole offer, just like we said. Any questions about that?
Yeah, I'm confused.
Okay, so you write an offer and you have binding acceptance for today, and the listing agent says there's no way we're going to accept it today. So you write a counter offer saying fine, binding acceptance tomorrow. If they sign that, then your whole offer is accepted. So they would have to wait until they're accepting the whole offer. Make more sense. Okay. Don't sign a counter at all unless you're accepting. That's the best. And don't send a counter unless you're okay with them accepting. And then just a quick reminder that we do have a compliance hotline. So if this is not in your phone already, it should be. Just know if you call Sarah and it's not Sarah's day, she's gonna forward it to whoever's day it is. If you leave a voicemail, if you call me and it's not my day, I will forward that message to whoever's day it is. So your best bet is just to call or text the compliance hotline because then it will go to whoever's on call that day. Any questions about that?
And I'm just gonna throw in, this should be in your phone, and this is really your fastest way to an answer,
Mhm.
period. What we, nobody in this room, you guys, so don't be thinking, oh my God, this was me. But what happens is that people call one person and then another person and then another person and then another person. And they don't get their answer from any of them because they didn't start here. And all four of us compare notes and say, hey, who talked to this person? We want to make sure they're getting the message from one person. That's the most consistent. And by the time we've all four compared the note, and don't even start with me because I'm not real or I can't help at all. But by the time we've all compared notes, it's an hour later and you're sitting there like, nobody got back to me. We have a lot of compliance brokers and they all signed up for a day and they want to help and they're there. If you guys ever call the compliance hotline and don't get a response in a reasonable time, then for sure call me to complain about the compliance hotline, but not for your answer, okay? The compliance hotline is designed to get you the answer as quickly as you need it. So this is your compliance route to success, all right?
Texting works, but always call if it's a 911.
Nobody in here. This is just for future.
This is for the.
This is just for the owl, owl people. This is, that's all good. Okay, thanks you guys. Thank you so much, Defender Dawn. I so appreciate it. Back to our topic of the day, TL Skills Camp takeaways. You guys, I'm going to be kind of drilling this and dripping this. There was so much that I learned that I want to share that I think that you all can benefit from. And I want you to kind of be very comfortable standing in who KW is. One of the things that Mark King taught the class, if you don't know, Mark King is the president of Keller Williams International. He felt it was important enough to give up 5 days of his very, very busy schedule to spend time with us. So it's just going to be a part of our team meetings until I don't have anything else in my head to share. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about for you is to identify who being KW is, right? And it really is being immersed in our culture and understanding what that culture is. They are dedicated to being the most diverse company of any kind in the world. We just happen to sell real estate. And one of the opportunities that gives us is the opportunity to learn from a whole bunch of different mindsets and perspectives. It also gives us an opportunity to get things wrong because we're all not going to think alike, and that's okay, right? Culture is the opportunity to hold space for each other and to be present and to keep growing. They talk too about the heart of our business is the community that we create both within and without these walls, right? So you know, my job is to help grow the Market Center, both in profit and in people. We want this opportunity out there for all the people who we think can take advantage of it. And oftentimes that gets translated into, oh, you want us here, and if we don't come here, you're not interested in us. The only reason you want to talk to us is to recruit us and bring us here. I want to share that that's not the case, right? One of the things that I really resonated that I wanted to share with all of you is that we spend a lot of time talking with people, and we don't need to spend any time trying to win over our detractors. There are people out there who aren't fans of KW for whatever reason, right? We came in fast, we have a great value proposition, we grew very quickly. Some people don't like that. That's not our problem. It's not your problem. It's not our job to win them over. Our job is to be who we are so completely that we shine so bright out there that we attract people to this opportunity, which means you guys need to know what the opportunity is. And it's not just culture. Culture is just the bedrock that feeds who we are, right? So 4 ways we know our culture. It's the Y4C2Ts. Who knows what PMBVBP stands for? Correct. What was the first P?
I don't know.
I didn't either. I had to look it up. Yes, purpose.
I didn't know there was a
Yes,
key in
Keep
front
it
of
added.
it.
they've edited it a little bit. Yes. Purpose, mission, vision, values, beliefs, perspectives, right? And then we've got culture and action and the 6 personal perspectives. I'm going to start teaching the 6 personal perspectives throughout the Market Center, which I'm super excited about. And then I also wanted to show you that growth and action is something that I had not spent a ton of time in until this week. So I printed them out. There are 52 ways that we know that we are acting in culture. I did not know this, you guys. This was totally new to me. So if this is totally new to you too, it's all good. And it is ways to, like, sometimes people say, well, you know, that wasn't in culture. We talk about win-win or no deal, and we're negotiating, right? Sometimes some people win and some people feel like they lose in or you can take a stance where you like, oh, I'm gonna crush that person because they perhaps not our biggest culture moment, right? So if, did someone just say, hell yeah, okay. So if you're wondering what culture and action, tell the people, if you're wondering what culture and action looks like, I'm gonna leave these up here, grab them. Certainly Rainmakers, if you're recruiting to your team and you wanna help them understand what KW is, this is a great shortcut to help them see if the agents that you're talking to may resonate with your team and your value. Let me get right up here for you. The other really big thing that they talked about was growth, right? So it's our own personal growth, and that was first and foremost. We talked about that a lot. I love that topic, and I thought it was a lot of it. The next is growth of our ALC. We talk about ALC a lot. It's our top 20 people who then volunteer to be part of a mastermind group. So it's not all of our top 20. Not everybody who's in the top 20 wants to spend their time on the ALC. However, it is a group that has shown proficiency in what they're doing, want to continue growing, are interested in the ins and outs of the brokerage. And the reason I share this with you is because it is something that once you're in the top 20, you get an invitation to interview for. So if you think, I will never get my face on that wall, and that's your goal, get in the top 20. And if you don't know how to do that, we've got productivity, we've got me, we've got coaching. We can help you get there. It's part of that growth. Okay. Then we also talk about our top 20. And why do we talk about our top 20 so much? Okay, great. That's great. But why? Why do we care about that? You guys are capped. It's not as if somebody who does 100 million in volume is going to contribute more monetarily to the Market Center than someone who does 4 million in volume. Why do we talk about our top 20 so much?
They're doing something right.
Learning opportunities. They're doing something right.
I would hope they would give other individuals permission to be what they can too. You know, if we can give, like, we're not any different from anyone else.
Yes, you guys, yes. What I want you to hear that. We share the top 20, not to say no, right? You can't do this. We share it because we are a community that says we can all do this. If you can do it, you can do it. If you can do it, you can do it. I'm sitting in a room, we have 160 people, give or take, in this Market Center that we coach and train and love on, sitting next to leaders who have 400 and 500 and 600 in their Market Center with a staff not much larger than our leadership team. And my head is spinning. I'm like, how do you do that? What do you do? And then the more we talk and the more I hear them, and I hear like, oh, you have systems and models, just like our top 20 have systems and models and people and leverage, right? So if you're sitting there wondering, how do I become a top 20? Listen to the conversation around the top 20, right? It's also one of the reasons that when we do these team meetings, we kind of don't slow down too much. When I have new people who come, they'll come down the stairs after a team meeting. They're like, I don't understand anything that you talked about. That's okay. That's okay. Be in the conversation, because I promise 6-9 months from now, it will make sense. It will all make sense. Okay. And to my top 20 in the room right now, if you're bored with the conversation, if you are not challenged enough, your room is not big enough. And those rooms, the way KW makes your room bigger is first by ALC, second by extending our ALC to the to our sister market centers in the area. And then next through Mega Camp, through these bigger communities, through Mark King's Wealth Community, right? And anybody can get into that at any time. And I sat in Mark King's Wealth Community and there were things that I did not understand. And you gotta bet I'm gonna be back there again, because that's how we grow, right? Get in rooms where people are talking. You are not the smartest person in the room. You're the smartest person in the room. Wrong room. Okay. Okay. And then growth through our newer agents in a thriving productivity program. And I want to share with you guys that is something that we are absolutely focused on here. We have our Thursday day productivity. We have an evening productivity class. And then Wednesday nights, we do lead gen out in Lake Country for our evening folks too. So if you know people who are interested, let's get them here. Let's help them grow, because that's what we're all about. And then this picture, are you familiar with this picture? Have you seen this before?
No.
Okay. So one of the things we talked about at our week was the fact that most people don't know all of the opportunities to really plug into at KW. So this is a model that they put together of all of the offerings. And these are some things that are in this market center right now. So if these are interesting to you and you don't partake, talk to us, talk to leadership. We can help you get involved in that. MAPS coaching, Mega Camp, Ignite's running right now. MAPS Masteries for top 20 who want to continue to grow. We have all of our documentation in our Nelson Systems, the MREA, the One Thing, Shift. All of those books are available. We do the KPA, 72 sold, on and on and on, right? This is what's in our market center right now. This is what's available in KW probably 6 months ago. You guys, this keeps growing and growing and growing. So again, when you've hit your lid, when you don't know what comes next, don't stop. This company, KW, is turning 40 this year. 40, it's bigger than me, you bet. But anyway, they put a flag in the ground this year to say this is where entrepreneurs thrive. And there's a 5-minute video that I'm going to send to everybody after. It's very inspiring. There's great music. You're going to feel really good after you watch it. But one of the things it says is, we want you to do things that Gary Keller didn't think about. If you don't see what you're interested in here and you think it will move your business forward, let's talk. Let's make it work. Okay, so these are all of the opportunities. We'll be kind of going through them as interest, as people raise their hand in interest. I want to talk about one, certainly KW, because we are a national company. We've got great referral networks. There's a referral network in command that you can talk to Kathleen about. She can show you how to access who's where at what time. And I know this is a big one because I get asked all the time, hey, who does business down in Texas? I don't know. Let's look at the thing, right? But we do know somebody who does business out in Tennessee, Allison.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you? I miss you.
Oh, you too. Welcome. Welcome to the team meeting. Can you see everybody? I can't.
I can. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, we're all here. Welcome to the meeting. Allison called and said, hey, can I plug into the meeting? I've got some updates for y'all. Do y'all know Allison?
Yes.
Tell her, you go.
Oh, thank you guys. Hello. I miss you. See a lot of familiar faces. And if I haven't had the pleasure to meet a few of you, my name is Allison. I've been in the KW Milwaukee world for the past 6 years now. And my husband and I just moved to Chattanooga, Tennessee, about a month and a half ago. So we were looking to explore options outside of Wisconsin. I'm sure I'm not the only one who, when winter rolls around, you're like, why the heck do I live here? And like some of you have experienced with maybe some of your clients over the past few years, they've explored out-of-state options as well, because of, since working remote has been more popular over the last few years too. So just wanted to share a little bit about why the move to Chattanooga and anything about Chattanooga if you don't know. We are about 2 hours south of Nashville, so actually like super close to the Georgia border. We're known as the Scenic City. So if you've ever driven through Chattanooga or if you've ever been here, it is amazing. We're at the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains and we run right next to the Tennessee River. So it's just everywhere you look, it's beautiful. There's so much to do outside, so much to explore, so much hiking and everything. So wanted to just say, hey, I'm here for you if you ever have any clients exploring the Tennessee, Chattanooga area as an option. And I did plug in with Keller Williams in their downtown office, and I'm actually on a team, which is also very new to me, but wanted to have a big support system here because I'm brand new and I don't have a sphere here. So so I have a really great support system here as well. So I hope we can do some business together soon.
Awesome. Good, good. Thank you. And if anybody's done yet, anybody, was it a higher question, Max? Okay, all right, you're getting eyes from the back of the room. Yep, I forgot what I was gonna say. It's all good. Here we go. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. Awesome. Good, good. Anything else for Allison before I let her go? Yes, hi.
Your license, how did that work for you?
Great
getting the
question.
license out in Tennessee?
Did you hear?
Yeah. Yep. So I had to take their state exam and I also had to take the national exam again. Apparently Tennessee and Wisconsin associations don't play nice in the sandbox. So that's why I had to take national again. But I've heard that if it was any other state, you didn't have to take the national again. So if you're looking to get dual license anywhere, it's typically just taking their state exam. I also forgot to mention, they have reciprocity here for Georgia as well. So I'm also getting licensed in Georgia too. So I'll be servicing like Northern Georgia.
Yes, yes. And I did remember what I was gonna say. If you study population trends and movement trends and where people are going, Tennessee's huge. Yes, Chattanooga's huge, as is Wisconsin, right? So this, they're marketing us as the fresh coast. It's really catching on, right? So, so lots of traffic patterns between all of these areas. So this is a good phone number to put in your phone if you haven't yet. And if you have it, don't lose it, right? All right. And you're gonna come
Thank
up and
you.
visit us every once in a while, right? You're gonna stop
Absolutely.
in the middle of January to remind us all. Remember why you lived in it. Awesome. Thanks for visiting, Alice.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
All right. And one of the other values that we bring both locally and nationally is of course our tech. And what I love about how we do tech here is that it's always paired with activity, lead gen activity, marketing activity, branding activity. So I'm going to turn this over to Kathleen in the house. Read this for us.
I can't tell you what's coming just yet, but there are going to be some exciting releases in August. So I've been on some trainings and I'm just gonna, wet your whistle a little bit with that. But today I want to talk to you about some of our learning and training that you can do from right inside of Command. So if you haven't checked this out yet, I highly recommend you get in there. It's called KW Connect. And so just if you log into Command on the top bar, you'll see a little Connect word. Click on that, it takes you into KW Connect. And they are uploading it with all these training and education videos, manuals, anything you might want to look for, online classes that you can take, just all right inside of Command. So you can bookmark content, so you can like favorite content, so you can always go back to it. You can download the content into like a PDF and then pull it up later. And it's organized by sections of what you want to learn. So if you want, some more information about lead generating, you can go into the lead generation section. If you want to know more about wealth building, there's a section for that. If you're a luxury agent or you're working towards being a luxury agent, they have a whole chapter about that as well. So, and then also there's events information on this as well. So any of the featured KWRI in person at the Learning Center in Austin or KWRI hosted events, you can get information about those. And other virtual classes and any upcoming trainings that they're Can't read this, but again, there's different sections. So this is like the learning section to KW Connect. You can see this is all about lead generation. That's about it. So I highly encourage you guys to kind of peruse through there and see what you can learn.
For sure. And I'll tease a little bit about. Correct myself up. Okay. One of the things, just a little white whistle for what's coming down the pipe in command. One of the things that we heard over and over and over and over and over again is your database. You guys, something we've talked about ChatGPT. We've talked about artificial intelligence. We've talked about the fact that 1 in 5 homes goes through a KW office somewhere. You guys, you know that 1 in 5 homes goes through a transaction within KW, which means KW owns information on 1 in 5 homes. Now you put all of those together, think about what we could be doing. Okay. And I don't know exactly what we can do with that, but I know that there are smarter brains than mine in Austin thinking about what we can do with that and how we can harness that to grow our businesses. Because none of what we do on that page, that brain page about growth, is just growth for growth's sake. It's growth to build your business, to build a bigger life, right? And building your business means having more business, more accessible to you. So if you have anything to do between now and Mega Camp, put people in your database. I think opportunities are coming there. That's just my guess. So here's a great way to put people into your database. How many people have been marketing our e-recycle event? Excellent. I'm so excited. It's happening this Saturday, 10 to 2. I hear we have some great volunteers for that. Yes, thank you so much. I'll be dropping in. We have these that you can send out to your sphere, this social media campaign. If you haven't done it yet, it's not too late. These are always last minute events. And it's a great way to encourage people to interact with you. So, so this Saturday, take advantage of this and send it out. Another great training, we're in the middle of Ignite. Who are my Igniters in here? You can raise your hand even if you haven't been to all of them. I've got more than one in here. Okay, I'm gonna speak to you, Harrison. This is one Ignite that's hard because it's right in the middle. I'm sure you've noticed that there's been a little bit of fall off in terms of attendance, okay? If you'd like to come to a session, you guys, and you're not signed up, it's okay, drop in, come learn from these folks. We are halfway through and it's great material. You're learning the book material and how to like do it according to the book, but you're also learning from people who have done it at a high level. Okay, so we're right at Ross Treffert's session. He's a great presenter. He's on Wednesdays. Tomorrow, Win the Buyer. So join in tomorrow, 9 o'clock, right here. This afternoon, however, before tomorrow, we are having a little tiny cocktail hour. Well, wine, actually, it's not cocktails, but wine this afternoon, 3 o'clock. Come and meet and mingle with your fellow realtors just to chat a little bit, connect with them. And then tomorrow, just in case you didn't have enough or the opportunity to join us today, or you prefer a beer, you can go to the happy hour at Camp Bar in Tosa. This is by Cream City Mortgage, so thank you for providing that for us. We're super excited about that. And then Thursday, no productivity classes because there's a regional event where you can ask Jay Schmidt how he handles delayed listings. And that's happening on Thursday, right next door. Our own Scott Klaas is doing a top agent panel, and quite a few of our top folks are on it. Like it's going to be really good. And then that afternoon, Chris Orsini is going to be doing a training for us, $200 into 2 closings. So that's going to be great information. This will get you there, that QR code. It is a pay event. There's a ticket. It will ask you to give money. And then you show up and we give that money back. Okay. So the money is just, if you don't show up, we've got obligations. If you do show up, you will pay us back with the learning that you get. So we will make sure that you get your money back. Okay. That's how we're doing that. All right. And then Mega Camp. coming August 15th and 16th. Who's registered? Nice. All right, my front row people. Leaves a lot of people who aren't registered yet. So if you have the chance, please register. Yeah,
Can you explain what mega camp?
I can. So mega camp, I can. Mega camp is 2 days where Gary Keller has spent the year interviewing his top 20. So it's not just the top 20 of people in the area, but it's the top 20 of people doing real estate business. How did you do it? And if Gary's good at anything, it is taking things and simplifying things. He doesn't present anybody up there who isn't profitable. So you have to show a P&L. It's 2 days of watching a stage and people present. So the sessions are, if somebody has done really well doing client events, you walk away with here's how I market a client event and here's the return on it. Here's your playbook. If somebody's done really well doing cold calls or expired, here's how we did it. Take this and run with it. We call it mega camp because really at the level that these people are doing business at, they tend to need teams. So a lot of the conversation is, how did you create your value proposition around a team, right? Because the only reason for somebody to join a team, I want everyone to hear this, the only reason for somebody to join a team is because the Rainmaker is providing value that you otherwise don't have time for or can't do yourself. That's why you're paying them. Okay, so there are some people who make huge money on teams as team members. But the team Rainmaker is going to be working on defining their value and then how to deliver it to team members. So there is a lot of that conversation at Mega Camp as well. What went well on your team? We're all human, so sometimes things don't go well, right? So what went wrong on your team? How would you do things differently? So it's really a 2-day mastermind with the people who are doing this business the best it can be done. So join us.
That's not virtual.
It is not virtual. It is face-to-face. Yep. Okay. Anything else about Mega Camp? Productivity Monday nights, 5:30. July calendar. Just it's a lot of booze and meetings this week. And then booze, more booze. And then on August, we'll be diving into more content again. So we'll have Lane go over our calendar for later. But that's your meeting for today. Thank you guys for listening to my shares. Thank you guys for being part of our growing community. I love it. I'm so glad to be in business with you guys. Go crush it. Have an amazing day. If you want one of the culture in action, it's up here. And if you want some of our different communities. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
It's good.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna find them.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And it just. Not ready for it.
yesterday. So.
That's awesome. I'm
Glad to
glad
have them behind me.
Yeah. I'm so glad you had. We're able to get it over.
But I mean, like, it wasn't as bad as you was late. Yeah, it's part of our short.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know. Super. Now you just have to do one, send them my way.
Well, so on Saturdays, your models.
Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. If you go to Joseph. It's. I can't even describe it.